Good afternoon, everyone. This is Whitty Collins, and I'm with Congo Helping Hands, and this is another edition of Talking About Congo. And today we have a couple of subjects and some updates. The update is on the Ebola outbreak in Western uh, Congo. That is an area about 150 miles away from Kinshasa, so it's very close to the most heavily populated city in the Congo. And the second thing, we want to talk about hygiene. So my question is, do you know what hygiene is? So be thinking about that, and let's talk about the update. Right now, we have about 84 cases of Ebola, and that Ebola has spread out into 9 different health zones. Congo is made up of health zones. They're much larger than a county in some respects because of the population. They carry in each health zone, they try to arrange them so there's about 100,000 to 150,000 people. So in a sparsely populated area, that can be the size of half of Georgia, southern, almost the state of Indiana, uh, that big because there's not that many people in the in in order to encompass that area. It's a larger area because they try to limit it to somewhere between 100,000 to 150,000. So the Ebola outbreak is in 9 different health zones. And so therefore those health zones are very spread out. Also, there it's hard to get to in that area of the country. There's no roads, there's no airports, and so it makes it very difficult to get around. So most of the traffic is by foot or by motorbike. So, which is a task in and of itself, because if you come to a stream or something like that, you're gonna have to get off the motorbike. Hopefully, there is some guys around that has some canoes or piote uh, that you can put the pirogues that you can put the boat into, and they'll paddle you across the stream, or you just have to go find some place where you can cross the stream, maybe where it's only waist deep and you can carry the motorbike across. Once upon a time, when I was there in Bulapay, we went up to one of the areas and we had to cross a couple rivers, one with the ferry, and the other we had a boat, the dugout canoes that we crossed in. So that's the problem that they're having. And so we hope that they can contain this because, as I said, it's only about 150 miles down the river from Kinshasa. And with 11 million people in Kinshasa, that can spread very rapidly, which leads us to the second topic for today is hygiene. Hygiene is the practices and procedures that you use to maintain your health and also prevent the spread of disease. And basically, from everything that you'll see about hygiene, it's about washing your hands, washing your body, and being cleanly. Cleanly. You don't want to be as cleanliness as possible when you, in order to promote proper hygiene. So what that requires is water. For here in the United States, we are not unless you're out in the country or out on the farm, you don't get that much, that dirty and things like that. I can remember when I was growing up that for a while, uh, my mom had to remind me to wash my hands before I eat because I didn't think it was a big deal about coming to the table without washing my hands. Also, uh, you have that same problem over in the Congo where you don't have water, and not a lot of water, so you may not wash your hands as much as possible. One of the reasons we can get away with promoting without water so much is because of hand sanitizer. Uh, Hand sanitizer was in short supply for a while here in the United States. However, it has picked back up. I was in Sam's this morning, and they had hand sanitizer, uh, three varieties of it, and it was at a reasonable price. It wasn't at an exorbitant price where people were paying for like a 3 ounce bottle of hand sanitizer, $8 to $10 at one time. But at this point in time, it's not that much. So we use hand sanitizer a lot to keep from spreading disease and things like that. But I can guarantee you, in the Congo, there is not no hand sanitizer that's available. Maybe you can find some in the city, but we've taken it over there. When we was doing water testing, we took the gallon jugs of hand sanitizer over because we know that even after we wash our hands, if the water was not clean, pure, we could contaminate a water sample by touching the paper that we had to use or some kind of contaminatant. So therefore, we use hand sanitizer. We'll wash our hands, then use hand sanitizer before we start, going through the procedure to test the water. So that's one of the things that we don't see here, and we don't have much of a problem with. We talk about hygiene in the winter to prevent colds. Cover your mouth with your elbows. Don't put it in your hands because that contaminates your hand. All those type things. But just think of in the Congo where there is no hand sanitizer, there's not a lot of water. You could disease is easily transmitted, and that's not only coronavirus but also Ebola. Ebola, if you get the uh, the virus on you from touching somebody or somebody else touching you, you could easily become contaminated and catch the virus also. So hygiene is very important, but in order to have good hygiene, you have to have water, and that's one of the things that we in Congo Helping Hands have always stressed is that we need water, and the people need water not only for drinking and for cooking, but also for proper hygiene. We think a lot of the diseases that they can come up with, that they become affected by, if under proper hygiene conditions, they would not have those. And it's been proven when you bring water into a village and the hygiene goes up, the disease goes down. So with these viruses like Ebola and also the coronavirus, uh, people going to need water. And the sad thing about it is, in a lot of those areas, they don't have water. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I want you to think about that every time you wash your hand. I was just looking at it. We went through a gallon of soap in the last uh, 6 weeks. Well, since March, so that's about 4 months. We went through a gallon of hand soap. But I think about my brothers and sisters in the Congo, and they may not even have soap. They may, even if they have water. So it's a dire situation and that they are under. And so somehow they need to try to control these diseases with better hygiene practices. This has been Woody Collins with Congo Helping Hands, and this is day 30. However, I'm going to continue. So it's not a challenge anymore. It's more, I would say, I've reached the point where this is a habit. So we will continue talking about Congo at 3 o'clock, 7 days a week. And at some time when I get ready to go to the Congo, we'll change the time so that I can do a live stream from Congo while it's still daylight. There's a 6 hour difference there. So right now it is almost 9 o'clock at night, which is dark, and without electricity, I probably would not, you would not see me. You would probably only hear my voice because a lot of the places I'm in, we don't have electricity. And if you don't have electricity, even with battery powered lights, you don't get that much light. It may be enough light to see around and keep from bumping into things, but it's not enough light to really illuminate to take to do for camera pictures and stuff like that. So we'll have to change the time to probably maybe 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern time to so we can catch it at 4 o'clock, which is usually it's still plenty bright at that time. So thank you again. As I said, this is Woody Collins with Congo Helping Hands, and please go out to either our Facebook page, Congo Helping Hands, or you can go to our YouTube page, either my personal page at Woody Collins or Congo Helping Hands, and subscribe so that you can get these updates every day as we continue on talking about Congo. Thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow. We ask you now to take care of yourself, to be safe, and be blessed. Thank you so much, and we'll talk with you later.